Hi, I'm Alok and in this video I'm going to show you how you can create a Kubernetes cluster on a remote location like on the cloud and how you can control it or access it from your desktop machine, right, or a remote connectivity. And then I will be showing you how to install Lens, a dashboard, and then how to do the monitoring of your Kubernetes cluster using Prometheus and Grafana. So this is a very interesting video or a topic. A lot of students ask me that how we can install the Kubernetes with the Prometheus, Grafana, Helm charts. How can we use Helm charts? What are Helm charts and how can we integrate all these things in my Kubernetes cluster? How can we have a dashboard as normally the Kubernetes cluster, it doesn't come with a default dashboard. So Lens is, guys, one of the most popular dashboard available for the Kubernetes. So I'll be showing you how to use the Lens for this particular video, and then how we can have monitoring enabled using Prometheus and Grafana. So these are the things we will be discussing in this video. And a very interesting thing that is in this video is that I will not be creating a cluster locally using the VMs. I'll be creating cluster on a remote location somewhere on the cloud and then access it from a laptop, right? So everything I'll be doing it from a laptop, but the cluster will be sitting somewhere else. So let's start it. So we are going to first create a cluster of Kubernetes, which I'm not going to create locally. I'm going to create it on a remote location. For this particular lab, I use my account on Linode. So it's very easy to create a cluster here. You can also take a account here, though slightly you have to pay after. I think they normally give you a credit of $100. So please check it out. So I'm going to create a cluster here, so that the only difference is, or one of the benefit of showing you a cluster here is that it also clears you a doubt in a couple of students' mind that how we can do the connectivity because practically the cluster is not in your like premises. The cluster might be on some remote location, as I have told you earlier. So that is why I'm trying to simulate this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create my cluster on Linode, right? This is the location. Sorry, I'll just clear this. So I'm going to create the cluster on Linode, right? And then I'm going to access it from my workstation machine. I'm going to create a machine here, which is in my laptop, right? This is my account, and somehow we will be just connected to the internet. That is all I need. So the connectivity should be there, right? The internet connectivity should be there. I should be able to access it. Now the cluster is being hosted on here, Linode. So my machine is not a part of the cluster. So how will I going to access it? Then after we access it using the kubectl, I'm going to install Lens on this machine, right? And then we will be doing monitoring using Prometheus, and then check the graphs using the Grafana. So doing the integration of Kubernetes, which is here, Kubernetes cluster is here. I'm accessing it from this machine, which will have kubectl installed, right? And then we will have the GUI here using the Lens, and then Prometheus and Grafana will be used for monitoring. So I'll try to simulate a real world thing. So I hope you will like it. So let's start it. So this is it. So I just need to go and create a cluster here. Give it a name, give your cluster a name. So I give network nuts as the cluster name. Choose a region which will be near to you. I will choose Mumbai. They have a location in Mumbai, right? Kubernetes version, get the latest one, it doesn't matter. For this particular lab, I will be going with a shared CPU. If you are doing it in a production environment, you might go for a dedicated CPU. To be honest, the best way to create a Kubernetes cluster is let someone else create it for you. That's the easiest way. You will be focusing on running your applications. So I'm letting Linode to create the cluster for me. So I'm going to create a 4 GB machine, right? 4 GB RAM and 2 core of CPU is good enough, and 3 machines are good. I add it. It's very easy here. They also give me a approximate billing, so I'm going to delete it after the video. So I hope that won't cost me a fortune. But it's a good way to do the labs also. If your machine doesn't have the required configuration, you don't have a 32 GB RAM or i7 or i5 processor, you can use this, their services. They're very good. So let the cluster complete. In the meanwhile, while the cluster is completed, I will be using this machine to access my, so it's a fresh Ubuntu server desktop with a GUI, because I'll be requiring the GUI. So I check the IP address. It is 192.168. It is connected to the internet. All I need is that this machine should be connected to the internet. That's it. Means the connectivity should be there. So that has to be taken care. I need to install, I do a sudo-i, because otherwise it will keep on asking me the root pass, sudo. So first thing I need to install is the OpenSSH server, as it is a fresh machine. The OpenSSH is not installed. I need it because I'll be accessing it from my base machine using MOBA exterm, because copying and pasting here might be a problem inside the virtual machine. So that is the only reason I am installing OpenSSH. That's great. OpenSSH is installed, and let it be. Yeah, it is installed. So I check the IP address. IP address is 192.168.121.143. I open my MOBA exterm, that is the tool I use to connect to the remote servers. Here it is. 143 is there. Accept the keys like you do in normal scenarios. Give the password. Yeah. I will be increasing the font size so that it will be easy on your eyes as well as my eyes. Perfect. So I do a sudo-i. Right, that's it. So the only thing I need is I need to install kubectl here, right? This machine is not a part of the cluster. So I can use snap install kubectl -- classic. You can use it, and the kubectl will be installed here in a moment. Perfect. In the meanwhile, let me go and check. Yeah, see here. So my cluster is available. It is in Mumbai region with 12 GB RAM, and I need my kubeconfig file, right? So what I do, I view it, I copy it. That's the easiest way for me. I copy it, right? Just need the kubeconfig file. Go to my machine here. That's it. I create a directory here, .kube, you know this, and go inside this, create a file here, config. Oh, it is not installed. Yeah, it's a fresh machine. So let me install Vim also. That's hardly takes 1 minute. Install the Vim. Though I would have used the VI, but fine, I am addicted or used to the Vim. So that's it. Perfect. Now I use Vim, I create a file config, and I paste the things here. That is all you have to do. That's it. Save and come out. Now, one thing which is a security concern, please make sure that the config file should not be readable to the group and the others. So I can do a chmod 600 config. It's a good thing, right? Now if you give the command kubectl get nodes, I should be able to see my cluster nodes which are running on Linode, right? Or Linode. So yeah, I'm able to see this. So these are the 339, 091 and 88. So my machine, now please understand this, this is a local machine which is able to connect to the servers here, right? These are the name 339F, 091 and 88. I'm able to see these 88, 9135. Wonderful. So I'm able to get it. Now let me run application there. Currently I'm not running any application. So if I do a kubectl get pods, I've got nothing here. I can go to my, our network nuts GitHub location of Kubernetes. I just copy a deployment here. Just make it fast. Alright. So I copy this. I create a file here, say dep1, any name, it doesn't matter. YAML should be the extension. Now I'm doing everything on the workstation. I am not doing SSH, or I have got no shell access to the cluster, right? To my Linode cluster here. I'm not accessing it. I'm just using my workstation machine. So I enter here. I paste it here. That's it. I'm not touching it. It's going to create a deployment with the name of NN web server, right? And 2 replicas will be created, rolling updates and all that stuff. I'm not going into that. Save and come out and just do a kubectl create -f dep1, and it will be created soon. So deployment is created. If I give the command here kubectl get deployments, yep, I'm able to see it. It might take some time. Kubectl get pods. Perfect. So this is running here. Now what next? We need to install the lens, because currently I am installing, doing the things from the GUI, right? So I need a dashboard which will help me. So feel free to use our GitHub repository, right? You can say thanks to me later on. So if you go to this GitHub network nuts Kubernetes, I have created this small file which will help you, lens, Prometheus and Grafana, this one. So first thing, I need to install the lens, or if you don't want to use it, just directly go here, see here, just download the binary like this, right? That's the Debian file. So I click here, I copy the link address. Don't use this. You can use Google. You will be able to get much more latest versions. So I copy it and then I go to my machine. I do a wget and paste it, right? And this will be downloaded, the Debian package. The same steps I have mentioned here. So if you wish to use our small GitHub repository, you can use this. So all the steps are there. Just do a copy and paste here. So okay, I'm just waiting for it to finish. So we will be installing this here and let it be. Let's wait for it. Will be finished soon. So this is how you will be actually getting access to a Kubernetes cluster. The cluster might be running somewhere else and you are accessing it from your workstations, which will only have the kubectl and the config file available to you. That's the only thing. And then you need your skills, obviously, to manage that cluster. It is going to be finished soon. Now let it finish. It's not going to take much time. It will be finished soon. Perfect, it is done. Now what I do now, I'll just install the package, right? So package is with me. I use a dpkg-i and the lens. The lens package will be installed. Things will work smoothly, I guess. Might take some time to do it. Now understand this, lens uses kubectl to talk to the Kubernetes cluster, right? Remember this. So whatever, when the lens will use the kubectl, it is there, so I can run it. So what I do is I go to the workstation here, the console, and all I need is I just need to run the lens, right? I'll open one more tab here and just write lens. That's all. So see here, lens will be available here. And okay, I need the config file location, right? So that is what I had to do. So because root is not allowed to run the lens, so you will be using a normal user. So before I do this, let me do one thing, because it needs my config file. So I close this I do one more thing. So I go back here. So I go to Alok, right? And I create a file here, .cube. And inside this, I'll be copying the config file. So root can do this. I copy this, I go to my cube folder. This is the file I intend to copy. So I copy config to home alok.cube, right? And copy it here. And I need to change the permissions also because that is currently being owned by root, right? Yep. So let me change the permissions. Change owner Alok, group can also be Alok, of home Alok, cube and config, right? Also, now check it out, just do a confirmation, all should be good. Yep, config file is Alok, right? So because lens, we are running it with a normal user. You won't be running the lens with a root, it won't allow, it gives you error. So now let me run this. So I have the config file with me in my cube folder, right? So when I run the lens, I will tell the lens that these are the credentials. So I run the lens here now. It's running here. It's a beautiful dashboard. Wonderful, guys. So here we are. I make it full. Scroll down here. Yeah. Just scroll down here, skip this part. Now I just need to tell my config file. So browse here, and this is my config. See, in my home directory .cube config. This is my Linode cluster config file. So now it is connecting to my Linode cluster, which is running somewhere on the cloud. Here it is, right? It is running here. This is the API wherever it is running. So I am accessing it from my local machine. Wow, here we are. I can see my nodes. See, 3 nodes are coming up. I can go to the workload, check the pods. You will be able to see a lot of information here. Okay, how many deployments are running? So I can get it. That this is the deployment running. I can click here. It get me more information, in which namespace, how many pods are there, selectors are coming up, right? You can scroll down and get more information about it. You might be some issues with the resolution might be, but this is it. So I can check the pods. I can click on a particular pod and get more information about it. So this is a very interesting UI, but I'm not getting any metrics. That's the problem. I'm not able to monitor my cluster, though I'm able to see that what is running here, how many pods are running here, how many deployments are running here. You might be getting a feeling that, hey, I can create the cluster and a deployment from here. You can, but not recommended, right? You can, but it is not recommended. I can open terminal also. See here, if I scroll down a bit here, open the terminal like this. I can do it from here also. Kubectl, get nodes, right? So if inside the lens, I am also able to get the CLI, get deployments, do whatever you want. I'm not doing it. So the lens is installed. It's a very beautiful UI. I'm able to see all the things. Now I want the monitoring, right? I'm not getting any metrics. I'm not getting any I'm not able to do monitoring of my machines or the pods, how much CPU it is consuming, how much this is it, right? It is consuming. That information is not coming up. So what next? The next is I need to install Prometheus and Grafana. So Helm charts, or the Helm I will be used to install the Prometheus cube stack. So again, this is done. So I'll go back to my console here, this one, right? My command line thing. So the next part is I need to install Helm, right? So again, you can go to the Helm official website and just copy and paste these links for Ubuntu, using Snap, other distributions. So I will use it. I just copy it here. First get this key here, right? And I got it here. and I paste it. It's very easy stuff, just need to know the steps. Oh, curl is not there. Yeah, it's a fresh machine, so no problem. I'll install the curl. Let's do a yes here, guys, and that's all. Then I will be running the curl command again, right? So let me run the curl again. This signature will be added. What next? Again, just follow the instructions from the official locations, or again, I had mentioned all the things here, so it's a single place you can find all the steps. So I can use my location, then get the keys here, get the packages. Now what? Second is get the repository. The same thing is available on the Helm official location. So I had copied it from there to give you a single location from where you get everything. Add the repository, right? After then, because you have added the repository, you need to update it. I should be seeing my Helm. Yep, Helm's table is coming up here. Wonderful. And after that, just wait for a minute. Now let it be, let it finish. Perfect. What? Right now install the Helm. That's all. I did not to use sudo because I'm already as the root, but no harm in using it. So Helm will be installed. This is how you install Helm. Now I will use a Helm chart. Helm chart is simply nothing but an application. So Helm is a package manager for Kubernetes. Now what next? So this part is done. I need to install the repository, right? This is the location for Prometheus stack. This is a Helm or a stack which is being used by right to have the Grafana and the Prometheus installed in your Kubernetes cluster. The easiest way of doing it, and it's good also. So either you can follow the steps here which are here, or I can just simply go here. So first I get the repository for Helm chart, copied. Helm is already installed, right? So I go here, I get the repository, right? It is being added. Now again, as apt update, we use Helm repo update. I copy it, paste it. It should tell me, yeah, happy helming. Now I need to install the package. So okay, what I do here, it's always a good practice to create a dedicated namespace for all this. So normally people will use the name monitoring, so or Prometheus or anything. So monitoring is a good namespace, name for the namespace. So I will be going to install Prometheus and Grafana inside this namespace. So I had created the namespace first, right? And then you can give any name and then use the Helm chart command, Helm install command to install the application. I go here. The only thing that you need to remember is the namespace should be the same, right? And then now these commands are available on the Prometheus stack also. See here, this everything is there. So feel free to use there. It's only a single location to make save your time and make the things easy for you. So it's going to install it. I can check it because Lens is live. So if I go to the Lens, and I should be able to see it, I go to the pods. See here, wow, one monitoring namespace is there, and gradually you will see some pods coming up here. In the default icon on the monitoring, it is empty. It will take some time, and we will be able to see this live, that yeah, things are coming up here, pods in the monitoring. The default is running here, monitoring. Yeah, see here, Prometheus application, the Prometheus Prometheus, Grafana, these are started running here, right? It might take some time. So see, I am giving the instructions from my workstation machine, which is merely connected to the internet, and using the kubectl and the lens, these things are getting installed on the cluster which is running on somewhere else on a third party or like on the cloud. So let me go and check it out. It should be live soon. All should be green soon. Yeah, succeeding. Wonderful. So I can, yeah, it is installed. See, so Prometheus stack is installed. That's it, guys. That's the easiest way of installing Kubernetes and like the lens, then Prometheus, then Grafana. I should be able to check it out. I will do a kubectl get pods in the namespace monitoring. Yep, it's running here, right? It also creates some services, so which is important for us. Right, that is all we had done. So I get kubectl get services in the namespace monitoring. So these are the services. We will be interested in this service, Prometheus and Grafana service. Right now, that is all we have to do. I'm ready to access the Grafana and see the graphs and the metrics in a beautiful way. But before we do that, I need the login name password for Grafana, right? Because when you open the Grafana dashboard, it will ask you this. So I'll show you. Say this is a cluster IP, right? This is the service which is giving me the dashboard, but this is the cluster IP. That means it is not available from outside the cluster, and it is running on port number 80. So what I do here, I can do a port forwarding, right? I can do a port forwarding. So what I do here, either I can do it from here. I do a kubectl port forward in the namespace monitoring, right? And the service name is, that is my service name, right? And I map it to any port, say 3000 or any free port to port number 80. Port number 80, I get it from here. So means if I connect to my local machines 3000 port, it will take me to this service port number 80, right? Now I'll tell you why you need to get the secrets. If I press enter here, this mapping is done. It is done. Right now, if I go to my browser and access it, if I go here, where is my browser? Yep, here it is. It is connecting, no problem. Server sent away. Let me check it out. Might be some issues here. Yeah, this one. Yeah, it's there. Now, if I open the browser here, I open the browser. And this is it, and I write here http://localhost port number 3000. It opens with the Grafana. Wow, check it out, guys. Grafana. But the problem is that I don't know login and password, right? So this Grafana I am opening on my local machine, which is connected to my Kubernetes cluster running somewhere on the cloud, right? So I have to go back. I open one more session because I need it. I create a duplicate session. I create a duplicate session here. Where it is? Yeah, 143. I create a duplicate session here. This one. Open it. I need username password for the Grafana, right? That's the last thing that we need to do. So I go to sudo -i. I give the command here kubectl get secrets in the namespace monitoring. Now your Kubernetes skills will come here. So we have a secret here, Prometheus Grafana, right? Get this secret. This is the secret which contains the thing. So kubectl get secret Prometheus Grafana, get the output in the YAML. That is how you do it. Oh, I didn't specify the namespace monitoring. Yep, this is the username, so copy it. So I can do a echo, right? Paste it here and do a decode base 64 -decode or -d. So username is admin, I got it. And what's the password? I copy it from here. Again, I repeat the same command. I give echo, paste it, and do a base 64 hyphen decode, right? That is prom operator. Okay, I got it. Now I go back to my dashboard here. I write admin and I write prom operator. PROM hyphen OPERATOR, right? That is how you get the, you wanted to save it, I'm not saving it. So here Grafana, Prometheus, everything is done. Wow, this is it. So normally Grafana comes with a lot of charts there. So you will rarely need a custom chart to be created, right? These are some of the dashboards available here or the charts available here. So one of the interesting one is that, okay, I can see the cluster. I go here, see, wow, everything is coming in a very beautiful graphical manner. So total CPU utilization on my cluster is this, request is this. I can check how much monitoring namespace. I have got 8 pods in monitoring namespace. Total workload is this, CPU usage, request, limits. In the cube, in default, I have got 2 pods, 1 deployment. You can get in the manner of the graph also. Here comes request from the namespaces, network usage is also coming up, bandwidth, how much you are getting, see. And if I go to other, sorry, I don't want to save it, so discard it. So if I go browse here, just use them. So I check the nodes. One of the one I like is the nodes, that how much load is getting on every node. So Kubernetes proxy node exporter, here it is, see, wow. So every node, how much memory consumption is coming here. These are my 3 nodes, right? 182, 254. I go to 254, it is using only 28.4%. 55 is using 24. Then see here your disk IO, network, you get all the things in a very beautiful manner. And so feel free to explore it. I go here, and one of the things is that, okay, I can check the workloads. I go to the namespaces, see here, right? Type deployment in which namespace. I say, okay, tell me in the monitoring namespace. So in the monitoring namespace, I have got these much deployments. One is Prometheus Grafana deployment, Cube Prometheus Grafana, right? Grafana operator state metrics are coming up. You can check memory usage, everything about your cluster is coming up in a very beautiful graph. So that's the way you should be monitoring it. It's, you can customize it also. There's a lot of things. Another one which I like is the pod compute resources of the pods. See, this is the default namespace. I don't have much load here, so this pod is running here, right? And then web server total request on this. You can change the graph also, means the way you are seeing the things, you can change it. So if I show you this, let's suppose I go to my cluster, right? How my cluster is behaving. Here it is. So suppose I wanted to change this, I can change it, use add it here, right? Transparent panel can be given. See here, things will change. See the UI change, right? Changes. And I can scroll down, I can change lines or bars. I say bars, I can remove the lines, so it comes like this. Feel free to change it. It's a very overwhelming kind of a thing here. You can save the graphs for future use. You should be making it persistent, so in case you reboot the machine, or so that might not be available there. So I can just cancel it, discard it, right? So all the things, that is the easiest way, guys, and most professional also, right? It's not that you cannot use it in the production. Yeah, definitely you can use it, and people are using this way to install Lens, Kubernetes, Helm. Helm is used to as a package manager to install the Prometheus and the Grafana, and we use a very popular Cube Prometheus stack to create the or install the Prometheus and the Grafana. See how beautiful things are. So feel free and do share how you have liked it, namespace, workloads. You can get the workloads based on the namespaces also, and a particular namespace is consuming how much cube system monitoring namespace is consuming, right, this much of these are the pods there, everything is coming up like this. So that is all I wanted to share with you, and I hope you have liked it, the right way of accessing and managing and monitoring a Kubernetes cluster. Thank you once again, guys. Feel free to share your feedback. If you wish, you can subscribe the channel. It's solely your call. And thanks once again. I'll hope to see you soon. Thank you very much. Take care. Godspeed.